Hi, guys. Good afternoon. And my name is Georgie. I am one of the directors of Nurse Assist International. And as usual, we have a guest today here. It is RN Aira from Philippines. She is from NAI Philippines and she came over to Australia and she was a success story in OSCE. Let's hear it from Ira. Hello, Ira. Welcome to this live where we share and congratulate you over your success of conquering the OSCE feat and becoming an Australian RN.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Sir Georgie.
Ira, so it's an incredible experience coming over from Australia, sorry, from Philippines, coming
Mhm.
here and, being able to achieve what you always wanted to do, becoming an Australian RN. Now, how do you feel now that you have, you made sure that you became what you always wanted? How do you feel now?
I'm really happy. Like
Okay.
my excitement, my feelings, I cannot explain it because at first I didn't expect that I would be a registered nurse in Australia. So
Okay.
conquering the OSCE, it's like I reached the heaven. Something like that, something like happiness. It's really over enjoyed.
Okay, perfect. Now, I know it's a very, very long journey, when you decide from a different country and you decide to come over to Australia and then, to make your dreams come true. And I know that you have to go through NCLEX first and then go through OSCE and stuff like that. Now, when you compare your NCLEX and OSCE, which one do you think was difficult, more difficult?
The most difficult exam that I took ever in my life would be OSCE compared to NCLEX.
That is
Yeah.
truly spoken to the very last word. Now, what helped you, to achieve that success in OSCE? What do you think was the factor that helped you in achieving success in OSCE?
First of all, the first thing that I considered in helping me achieving my OSCE dream would be the review center itself. Because I do research, and whenever I commit to something, I do research because I don't want to regret.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So I look and find to Google, Facebook on what review center would be best for my OSCE because it would be a difficult and I need to give my effort. So I searched on it, and then NAI or the Nurse Assist International came up to the Facebook and Google, and they both have the same and high rate of review, good review and high rate. Yeah. And
Mhm.
then I consider it, and then I um message them, and then they answered and helped me to process the enrolling to the Nurse Assist International. And then after that, I do my research continuously. And then when the process of enrolling to the review center, which is I proceeded to online review, which is 2 weeks, 2 weeks online review session.
Mhm.
And then after that, after doing the online review session, there would be a 5 days face-to-face exam. 5 days face-to-face session,
Mhm.
and that is where the procedures, the skills will be taught and demonstrated personally.
So you attended the online classes while you were in Philippines,
Yes.
and how do you find the online classes?
I find online classes very easy and accessible because we are using the Moodle wherein all of the concepts, all of the sessions are in there already. So all we have to do is to access, to watch. And if we can't attend the live session, we already have a recorded lecture, which is very accessible to everyone. Yeah. So that online review session is, I find it very helpful for me because it really refreshed my idea when it
Mhm.
comes to your theoretical nursing. As we all know, the difference of Philippines and Australia when it comes to the concept is really different.
So is there
So
much of a difference
yeah,
between
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. So that's why I decided to attend the online session first before I proceeded with the face-to-face session so that it would help me to refresh my concepts, and with will really help me again to do the skills in the right way.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, you started your journey from NAI Philippines in the lab there in Manila.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Could you
That's
talk
right.
to us about your face-to-face and your colleagues there and the lab there in
All right.
Manila?
Okay. So I attended my face-to-face session in NAI Manila Lab. So it was lucky because I'm thinking that if I want to attend in the face-to-face session that is conducted in the Melbourne, I don't have enough time to practice
Hmm.
because my exam would be on February on 25th,
Hmm.
2025. So I don't have enough time to practice all of the procedures that I need. So luckily, Sir Georgie and Ma'am Pretty decided to bring NAI in the Manila. So when I know that, I decided to do my face-to-face session in Manila Lab. So the Manila Lab is very huge. It is a very accommodating, good ambience, and the environment and the location itself is very accessible. So
Lovely BA is there too.
yeah, yeah, that's right, sir. So I meet new people older than me, which is becoming ate already. And then the equipment itself is very new, fresh. And then the assistant, which is Ma'am Bea, is very accommodating and approachable. So overall, my face-to-face session there is very easy, chill, and yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now you're done with that. You flew over to Australia. Now let's talk about Australia. How was the transition from Philippines to Australia? Was it a smooth one, or did you find it hard? Did you have a culture shock sort of thing?
Yeah, at first when I came to Melbourne from Philippines, I have a culture shock. Why? Because time difference, weather, it really there is a really big difference from Philippines to Melbourne. Yeah. So it took me 2 weeks to adjust when it comes to the weather itself because as far as I remember, I came there summer
Hmm.
season.
Yeah.
But during the night it's not that hot. It's very cold. So that's why I need to do a lot of adjustment, especially the time itself. So I
Yeah.
came there with a time adjustment of 3 hours
Yeah.
from Melbourne to Philippines. So it took me 2 weeks to adjust completely. So when I came there, I went to the lab of Melbourne. So Melbourne lab is very huge
Hmm.
and very accessible as well. And that's the time where I meet and connect with the new people. And that new people really helped me to achieve my Australian RN.
And I remember you sitting in the class, and I walked in and I asked who is from NAIPH, and you're one of the ones who raised the hands. I remember. So then you attended the face to face, the rest of the stuff there with us. And tell us about your practice. I'm sure, planting yourself from Philippines to Melbourne, you were anxious. You just told me that this were the hardest exams that you ever had. So how was the anxiety level and how did you manage it?
First, during my online session, 2 weeks online session, my anxiety is really high because I don't have any idea on what will happen, on what do I need to do to the procedures that I need to do. So when the face-to-face session came and the teachers, you, Ma'am Pretty, Sir Georgie, and other professors really demonstrate all the procedures, that's where my anxiety lessened. So when I came to the Melbourne and do my practice, I already feel that I am secured. Why? Because they really teach us, every student, the procedure very well. And when there is a confusion or when there is a questions, they answer it right away. Right after the class, they made sure that there will be no confusion and all the questions are being answered. And during my practice with my colleagues such as Ati Heidi, Ati Isra, Ati Yvette, and such, and all of the practice buddies there, we made sure that we are reaching the same goal. So all So our goal is that every day we must attend the practice session. So we stay in the lab for 12 hours every day, every single day,
Mhm.
even Saturday and Sunday. So we don't have rest. Why? Because time is precious and we don't have time to chill. Okay, and then we came there to reach our RN goals. So we set aside our wants and we proceed with our goals. And then we make sure that no one will left behind, and we make sure that every day we practice the all procedures, as in all procedures. And then during the practice session, we are also making sure that we are doing our best. And also, when there is someone who needs help, we make sure that we lend our hand to them.
Perfect. That is the kind of culture that we cultivate among our students, in AI babies.
Yeah.
We always make sure that no one is left behind. See,
Yeah.
some of us would be good in one thing and we would be lacking in something if we won't even know that till someone shows that in a better way and we're like, oh, I need to learn from them. And that is one thing I'm very proud about the NAI family. They are open to helping their colleagues selflessly. And if someone is not feeling that great that one particular day, there's always another person who is going to cheer them up and ask them if they are okay. And that is
Yes.
that is a culture that we train our students or our NAI babies in our NAI lab. And when you come over to Australia to work, when you incorporate yourself into the Australian healthcare, you would see that that quality of yours will see you a long way. People would appreciate for the person you are more than the nurse you are. It's always that patient centric approach in your heart will make you climb the ladders of success faster than you would even if you're like 100% clinically
Mm-hmm.
perfect nurse. You always put others before you. That is nursing in a
Yes.
nutshell. And your determination, the way you told me that you guys were like determined to practice. You knew that it was not, you were not there to chill out. You had your AUR and goal to achieve, and you guys practiced together. And after all that, you got the results. And how did it feel when you actually opened the results?
Actually, sir, that morning when the results came, I'm actually preparing for my breakfast.
Okay.
And then after preparing my breakfast, I wanted to watch Netflix, some movies to chill while waiting for the result. And then suddenly, I see the result or the email notification from APRA saying that this and this and that. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that is this the result or there is something that just announcement or something like that. So I hesitated to click it first because my heart is really pounding and my pulse rate is really high that time. And then that's when I click it and I saw that the Oscar result is out. I cannot thank enough myself and especially God because I can't imagine that I would be getting that high grade, high remark of myself because after doing my exam that day, I know to myself that I did it, I did not do great. Why? Because of some nervousness and anxiety as well. So looking at my high remarks really make me proud of myself, as well as I tell myself that I did great despite of doubtness, despite of um not trusting myself. I really did my great, especially with the help of God.
You did it really well. It normally happens, it's we tend to push you to achieve perfection. You practice in that lab over and over and over again, and when you practice it to the perfection, when you give it the actual exam, you tend to sit back and think, oh, I didn't do that, I should have done it better, I shouldn't
Mhm.
have done that. That is a very common thing, doubting yourself after that exam. But we make sure when you guys are practicing there to push you to 150%, so that when the results come, you're like, yes, I did it. All that hard work, all that sweat, all that tears, all that sacrifices that you have expended in that lab for the 20 to 22 days while you're here, it's all worth it. And by the grace of God, I always say this to my students as well. God always prefers people who work really hard. And each and every one of my NAI baby, they are supported by God because God knows that they work really, really hard to achieve their dreams. You know, traveling overseas, coming from a country that is far away from Australia, coming to a new place, a lot of money is at stake. The sacrifices you make, like being away from family, being out of your comfort zone, being in between people who speak different languages, everything is different. And adjusting that and making that dream come true, it is really, really, really an achievement in itself. And I'm so proud of you, and I'm sure your
Thank you,
family
sir.
is so proud of you, and I'm sure Preeti is proud of you, Geeta. Every one of us are proud of you. And Air Philippines, I hope Bay is watching this. This goes to you as well, Bay. You know, you were the
Yes.
first step where I stepped into NAI, and that was the first step towards making her dreams come true. That is NAI. We make sure that we divert your energy and your positivity in the right direction so that you can achieve what you always wanted. And you are the living testimony for that. You're a living example. Now, for the June exam, we have a few NAIPH students coming over, and I'm sure they're watching this as well. And they're already here. A couple of them are already here, and I'm sure they're watching this as well. You're an inspiration for all those people who are, even thinking whether I'll be able to do it. Oh, I watched Ira. She said that with sheer determination and just motivation, I can do it. Then I probably am able to do it too. So you are an inspiration in such a way. And I'm so glad to announce that it's like 100% pass rate in NAIPH. It's absolutely fantastic. And NA is for everybody. So how did you feel being a Kabayan and coming over to Australia and being taught by non-Kabayans? How did you feel? Did it really matter?
Not really, sir, because the environment in Australia is very friendly. So I don't have that much struggle when it comes to commuting or connecting with other people. Especially, this is my first time that going to other country and staying there for a long. So the community in Australia is very friendly and they are very welcoming.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Australia is a multicultural country, right? Very much like United States. It's a land of opportunities if you have the right mindset. And even the national anthem actually says, for all those who are coming across from various other parts, we have plenty of planes for you to, work and live on. And so they're very welcoming. And NAI Lab is an example of how Australian healthcare is.
Yes.
People from different nationalities
Yes.
working towards the same goal. And that's exactly what you're going to see when you come over to work here as a registered nurse. You'll see nurses from different nationalities working towards the single goal, making a very good patient experience. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be one of the finest who is going to come over from the Philippines and are going to practice in Australia. Now, one more question, Ira. For all those people who are going to take their exam in June and in July and in August, the dates are out. What would be your advice to them? How to approach OSCE?
Mhm. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to know is to practice every day because that is where you build your stamina and your muscle memory. As in practice every day, as much as you can, 12 hours, but don't forget to rest. All right, because rest is very important. And the next thing would be, if you have questions, clarifications, or confusions, don't keep it to yourself. Ask Sir Georgie, Ma'am Pretty, and other instructors who are present there, and as well as seek help to your colleagues because everyone you have the same goals. So I know that they know the answer to your question, and also um, do your mock assessment and attend your mock assessment. Why? Because it really helped me to control my anxiety. Really, really helped me. So when I attend my physical exam, my date will be on 25th of February, my anxiety is lessened. I don't have any anxiety much at all. So I'm sitting there chilling, waiting for the exam to commence. So really attend your mock assessment, do your mock assessment, and then do it seriously because it will really help you. It will build or it will help you to have a self-awareness on what area do you need to practice more, or what area is you are or what area is your mastery already. Okay. And then the one thing that I carry to myself throughout my journey in my OSCE is God will not put me here if I can't do it. And everything has a purpose. And really, really believe to yourself because no one did. So when you have or you when you believe to yourself and you build that motivation and perseverance and also inspiration to yourself, definitely you will reach and pass that exam.
Absolutely brilliant. Very well said. You know, if God puts you to it, He'll make sure that He sees you through it, and
Yes.
that is one thing for sure. And yeah, so one of the questions that I ask everybody who sits with me across from me in Zoom after they pass their OSCE, if you compare your mock assessment to your actual OSCE, which was more hard?
Actually and honestly, the really hard is mock assessment compared to the real OSCE exam. Honestly.
Yeah, I
Especially
got the
when
same
your
answer.
station in mock assessment would be handled by Sir Georgie and Ma'am Pretty. Definitely. So
And you
better
used the
really
term.
be prepared.
Yeah, you used the term muscle memory, and I think that term was invented by Ma'am Preeti. She
Mhm.
always used to tell the students, practice it 500 times so that it becomes your
Yes.
muscle memory. It, you know,
Yes.
if I wake you up from your sleep and ask you to do wound dressing, you should be able to do it with your eyes closed. And yeah,
Yes.
that is one of the motivational factors for students as well. Now, Ira, I want to thank you once more time and congratulate you from the bottom of my heart for your
Thank you, sir.
amazing success. And I hope to meet you once you come over to Australia. And everything you do from now on will give you gold. So thank you one more time. And one last thing before we end this. Any more messages for anybody who is looking forward to taking OSCE? You know, anything at all.
Mhm.
To
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So when your exam are coming or nearing, just believe to yourself and lift up everything to God. My weapon, I use my weapon would be 99% prayer and 1% all of my effort. So what I did to myself and what I tell to myself is I give everything. I give my efforts, my sacrifices, and I know God will do the rest. So I want you to put that in your mind. Don't ever think negativity because that will mirror the action and as well as the behavior that you will be putting in your OSCE. So just be relaxed, trust yourself, trust an AI. You are in good hands, especially with a good instructor and professor. And then do your best, as in do your best and leave up everything to God. And I'm 100% sure that you will pass and ace that exam.
brilliant. One more thing, last thing before I let you go. If I ask you to describe NAI in one word,
Diamond.
oh, brilliant.
They
That
are
was the
really,
best thing
yeah.
I've heard. You know, last week I spoke to Arjon and I asked him to describe an AI. He said it's great. And you're one step ahead now. You said diamond. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for taking time out to be here. I'm
All
sure
right,
your
sir.
words of motivation would have inspired a lot of people. And I would love to see you when you come over to Australia. May the good God bless you. And absolutely wonderful. The world is watching you. Congratulations and God
Thank you
bless you.
so much. Good luck, guys. I know you can do it.
Bye bye. Thank
Bye,
you.
sir. Thank you.